This is recording.
Mine's recording.
Yours is recording. We're all recording.
We're recording.
You're doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
So
we're finally sitting down.
Yeah. This is my first podcast recording since I've started posting the podcast.
Oh.
So it's nerve-wracking. Not in the worst way, though.
Yeah, how's it been going?
It's real weird because I just did this just to say I could do it, not necessarily for the reaction to people.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to get reactions from people, and it's throwing me through a loop.
Yeah.
Because they're all very good, but it's like, I wouldn't think people would actually consume like a whole hour podcast.
Yeah.
Because they're real big. And then I'll have people message me very specific things that they related to.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It'll be stuff that's like deep into the podcast. I'm like, you really like,
Listen
you
to
absorbed all of it. That's like from not just like my close friends, but like cousins or random like parents.
Right.
Or random people, not like inner circle people. So I'm like, okay, this is actually being consumed by people. This is weird. Now I'm overthinking it, but well,
It's hard to get into it, and you're just like a super overthinker.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the artist in you.
Yeah.
You're just like, this isn't perfect.
But no, I'm glad that it's you. I got a solid lineup for the next few people, but this last, I think, 4 or 5 people that I've recorded, my first one was my first mentor. The last one before you was the mayor and his wife.
Yes.
So now I get to have Michael Rockafellow, the hairstylist.
The hairstylist.
Good friend, past bride, not bride,
Past bride.
groom. And now
I'm saying I'm more
mental.
I'm more the groom.
Yeah. I didn't know.
If we're gonna put the stereotypes on, I'm more the groom.
You
I
are
feel like.
100%. I think it was cute whenever someone asked Tanner, I forget which family member, they were like, so what do we refer to you as? And he was like, groom. But then the most gorgeous dress in the whole entire world, made by his mom.
It was the best day ever.
It was stunning. But yeah, you have a lot of hats. You have a lot of history.
Yeah.
So
We've been through a lot together.
Yeah.
You've helped me a lot, especially grow as a person. So grow as an artist. Put my stuff out there.
You've helped me grow in this last few months. Well, I mean, you consistently helped me grow, but you helped me get through.
It's just good to have people in your life that like truly just want what's good for you and just be supportive of where you're at all times instead of like some ulterior motive.
Definitely.
That's surround yourself. It's always, everyone says, oh, it's always surround yourself with people who are like-minded. But it's like, just surround yourself with people who genuinely just want to meet you where you're currently at, and then meet you where you're going to go, and then meet you where you were at.
Yes.
Like, I feel like that's better.
And then hold you accountable, too.
Yes.
That's so important. Because I feel like that's why I like you a little bit more than anyone else is I have a lot of people that I get excited for what I'm doing, and they'll be the good hurrah, the good cheerleaders. But anytime I slack, they don't really, they don't go, hey, Megan, maybe you should try a little harder. You'll see me, or I'll be honest with you, we're not getting those kind of spots, and you're like, well, bud, you gotta do something about that.
Yeah, you just gotta take some actions.
I appreciate that.
Hardcore, you can say it's like, me wanting to create my own podcast. You know what I mean? It's like, did it, started it, not doing it. It's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just like when it's like you wanted to start this, and you should feel very accomplished because you've got 27 episodes or 28.
Yeah.
I've been counting, but like I feel a little. I'm like I was like recording, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, you got a podcast and videos out. Let's do this.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure. No, I feel like the art of it is not having any expectations going into it.
Honestly, I feel like that's what the most successful people around. That's what they just do it. They have no expectations. They just like they're free, and they're just and instead of all those outside noises coming in, they're just like, I'm gonna do it and see how I fail.
Yeah. And I don't give you any hard times in not having your podcast done yet because getting married sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's an actual day, amazing, but all the preparation going into it takes a lot of mental.
Gotta give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
There's a big event that happened. So
but now that's over.
It's just funny. Well, you talk about having people hold you accountable. I have people in my life because I'm like I have a few more days off because I have help that's helping me, and So I get to take an extra day, which I was working 6 days. Now I'm
Yeah.
working 5 days, which is so awesome. But like, I have an extra day, and I'm like, what do I do? And the people in my life are like, remember you started a podcast?
Maybe you should follow through.
Yeah, that's what they're like. They're like, you should keep going. And I'm
Yeah.
like, so, but it's not my passion, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
you
like,
have to follow your passion and don't force anything. That's like why I just took like a 3-week break from completely touching anything on the podcast at all.
Yeah.
Just because it was like not fun. So,
Yeah.
But that's why I think you should definitely do the backlog thing like what I did. Because I feel like we both work in the same way where our passion is real hard some days and then not so hard the other days.
Yeah.
So then you don't have to like force yourself to like keep up with consistency or... Because I can not touch it till November.
Yeah. Well, I feel like with the internet now, you just have to like, there's so much information out there and it's constantly being pushed content all the time. So it's like, for me, where the passion comes from, I don't feel passionate about the information that I'm putting out there. I'm like, well, why is this different? Well, how is this different?
Because it's
Is
coming out
this-
of your mouth.
Yeah, and so I'm just like thinking, I'm like, this isn't different than anyone else, whatever someone else is putting out there. So it's like, why continue to put it out there?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. I'll fight you on that. I think it's interesting because, like, I can say, I mean, like what you said, everything's out there already. But I think not anyone that you're connected to is just going to randomly go out and get that information necessarily.
Right.
I think it'd be easier to consume it through you.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And the way that you'll curate that information might take like 5 different other podcasts and
Right.
take like 10 hours of content down to like 20 minutes.
Right.
So that's where I would see your value, but
I gotta see the value in myself.
Yes.
It's hard sometimes.
It's a practice. I mean, I think it's a constant challenge because I'll have real good days where I'm just like, listen to Kendrick Lamar, you know,
Yeah.
Kanye kind of day, and screw Kanye, but I can't listen to him anymore. But I'll feel on top of the world. I'll charge anyone like $10,000 for me to show up, and then the next day someone will hit me. I'll be like, "How much do you cost?" Well, I'll do it for free.
Right. It's hard, especially in our field, because as artists, you want to charge what you're worth. You want to like charge your value. You want to, and sometimes I don't know. I find it's very difficult now owning a business. Like it's like my heart is because I'm passionate about where I'm at. My heart is so different right now. Yeah. It's like the people I'm connected to that come see me. It's like I'm truly connected to them. So it's like it's hard to like. But I know I'm like I have to make a living.
You have to pay bills.
I have to pay.
This salon costs money.
Yeah, like
this product costs
like,
money.
Yeah, so it's truly honestly hard to get into that mindset of like I have to charge you. Like I have to like, and so but like I have no problem when I like ask an artist friend. I'm like, what do you want? Because I'll give it to you. I'm not worried about it. I'm like I'm asking you for your services for a reason. So it's like. As an artist myself, I'm willing, and like I have that conversation with my partner all the time. I'm like, we tip more than we should. We don't ask for discounts. Because I know how it feels, But at the same time, I'm over here like, you get a discount today because it's Tuesday.
But I was also reflecting on it, and so 2 parts, and you've definitely lived in both of these worlds for me, just because we've been around each other for so long. So I forget if. It was a trade for our first major video at the last salon. And I think that was already valuable because it was a fair trade, I think. But then on top of that, it's all about strategy because now that one video has gotten me so many other clients just because of how exciting you are. But then trade worked out beautiful. Strategic. But then there's also the friends that I absolutely adore, and you fall in this category too, where I try my hardest to give you a friend discount.
Yeah.
Like, no, fuck you.
Right?
And that gives me the power to like these other friends that don't even dare want to pay me money. I'm like, well, I got bestest friends that have been friends as long as you have, and they pay me more than what I asked for.
They always say your clients become your friends first. Yeah. And they'll pay you what you're worth, and then they don't ask questions.
Yep.
So I think there's a better saying, but
yeah.
I as a service provider, I tried to teach my apprentice and stuff like that, and like and I was taught this, like there are going to be times you're going to give something away for free. It's because that person probably needs it right now, or maybe it's you just doing something good for someone or a person or a friend. Like it's, so there are those times, and there are lots of benefits of doing that, and you should never just cut that out. But at the same time, it's, as an artist, it's hard to like,
Yeah, you have to be aware.
like, okay, this is which I love like the computer system I use. It tells me how many discounts I've given out. And I'm like, oh,
You're like, oh shit, this is nice.
Yeah.
Like I felt good doing it, but now I don't. Now.
yeah. Well, it's different when you're doing like, I feel like for me, like it's I can't give away product. You know, that's
Yeah,
hard
that's
because that's like but like service is no problem because like if it's a haircut,
It's just
that's
your
just
time.
that's just my time,
Yeah.
and I give my time anytime. I'm like, you want a haircut at midnight? Sure.
Show up. Let me set an alarm.
Yeah, I'll do it. 2 a.m. Got you.
Jeez.
Not anymore. I can't do that because I'm 30. But
Yeah, we are live our old people lives.
Yeah.
No, you're married now.
in bed by 8:39, reading a book.
Yes. Getting that beauty sleep because that's important for the next day.
Yes, especially in my field. Can't have wrinkles.
No. Botox is next.
Oh, I love my Botox.
Yeah. So, for the people that don't know, go ahead and give a quick little summary of who you are.
My name is Michael Rockafellow. We're going to do an infomercial right now.
Yes.
Michael Rockafellow, salon owner, hairstylist. Someone wants to get a hold of you.
I don't want to talk to them.
All right. Hopefully they don't watch this.
Turn that off. All right.
So hairstylist, salon owner, partner, doggy dad, cat dad, plant dad, all the dads. Yeah.
Will you still take the title of motivational speaker?
No.
No, you done with that?
Not done with it. I'm trying to find my motivation. I'm just trying to, I'm finding where I'm supposed to be at. One of the, I overcommit. I put myself in too many things, and I lack where I thrive better when I'm focused and on one thing. And it's like, before the wedding, I was like, podcast, I'm going to write a book. I'm like doing this. I'm like, so it's like those things can happen still,
Yes,
but
absolutely.
it's gotta focus on where the true goal is, and that is big salon, safe space for people to be themselves, offer these things that these big companies are offering, but in our industry, because in my industry, you don't get to offer, like, unless you're a giant salon that has many stylists, you don't get to offer benefits. So you don't get to offer 401k. You don't get to offer paid vacation. So hopefully goal that.
That's massive because I feel like just the benefits alone gives people more freedom.
Yeah.
And then they can hyper focus in their career a little bit easier than having to have a side job where that gets the benefits
Right.
or all the money from their creative career goes
And
into
I've been a manager of a giant salon, and the owners did great things for their employees, and they did offer all those things. But if you're not a big salon like that, you don't get to offer that because it's so expensive. And I got to see the back end of that, and so it's like it's hard because you're like, you see how much that person's paying for just like insurance.
It's insane.
It's just ridiculous. And so I hope that one day I can create that space.
So, being in this industry, I feel like all in industries, we get the fun part of like what we get to do, and that's like our passion, and then that's hair.
Right.
But how are you enjoying the business side?
I hate it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
How do you deal with that?
But you just do it because it's what you want to do. I hate working out, but I don't want to be unhealthy. You know what I mean? Or I try to look at it as like, none of this stuff I hate, right? All of this stuff provides me with the things that I love to do. So it's like, if I change my mindset about, oh crap, I got to do inventory. You just do it, and you just kind of figure it out. But like, I do it in increments. Everything I do in increments. So inventory, I only do inventory on certain things on certain days so I don't get overwhelmed. But now that I have extra hands and stuff like that, like that person can now, while they're shampooing, I can actually work on this little thing. So it is super overwhelming. I want to create a salon space. I'm currently in a suite, so it's like a small space, blah blah blah. It's not for the faint of heart. Like, you're doing paperwork, you're doing taxes, you're doing inventory, you're doing taking your clients, you're messaging your clients for appointments, you're making sure you have the correct color. Like there's so much overhead. Like it is not a bad situation to be in, and if you understand the mechanics of it all, you can definitely do it. But it's just like
You just have to do it.
you have to do it.
Yeah.
It's like you can't not pay taxes.
No.
Like I don't understand, but that's not my business to judge. But it's like, so yeah, I'm like saving money for taxes. I'm like, it's like I see all my money going out the door. It's like when I buy products, it's like if they sit on the shelf too long, I'm like,
That hurts your heart.
I paid for you. So yeah, it's business owner is, you got to be sturdy and you got to be grounded in your foundation. But you have to have no expectations. And I think that's when I jumped in, I had no expectations of where I was going. And then I got in and I was like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be at. And now I'm ready to go even further.
Yeah, every different chapter that you've had leading up to this point, I think has given you everything you need to be successful from here on out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And now that I went from giant space to small space, humbling experience. You kind of look back at yourself and realize, I now realize, this is my biggest thing, I realize now, there was moments I was a huge dick. There was moments that I took on too much. There was and there's things now that I'm like, I wish I would have just did one thing. I wish I would have done, but now it's like, oh, I'm going to do this now. Like, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to treat my team the way they should be treated. I'm going to act differently when I actually, I'm going to make these changes because that was my chapter. I learned so much, and now I'm ready to put those into action.
Absolutely.
So
what do you do? How do you handle being overwhelmed?
I cry.
Yeah, we all do.
I breathe. So one of the things I learned, and I do 5 minutes. I don't do any more because I hate it. I do 5 minutes in my car. I sit, close my eyes, and I do like deep breaths, and I listen to this guided meditation on Spotify, and I just sit in there, and I pause.
Yeah.
I just pause.
Honestly, that's like a theme because like most of the elite hard worker people that I've interviewed all do breath work or guided meditation.
Yep.
So
I don't know. It just gets me in that state of mind and then afterwards, gratitude. I remind myself what I have right now, and then just be thankful. I say I'm thankful for my partner. I'm thankful that I'm walking into this building in the car that I'm walking into, because not everyone gets that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm thankful that I do have, maybe I have 2 clients that day. Right. Lately it's been stressful for me. So it's like, but I'm thankful I still have 2 people. You know what I mean? So it's like, or maybe I'm thankful I have 5 people today. So it's like constantly just reminding myself of, yes, be thankful for where you're at, be present where you're at. There's nothing wrong with shooting further though.
Absolutely. So how do you go at achieving your goals?
How do I go achieving my goals?
How are you, like with this current new one, this will come out in I think November, December, but
it's a long ways away.
Yeah. So hopefully in between these next, I guess, 6 months, I'm not going to do the math to see how long that actually is, but what?
In your notes on your phone.
Yes.
You write down things. I have a to-do list. Then I have a want to-do list, and then I have a if it happens list. And so I put it in my phone. These are the things I want to accomplish, either a year, 5 years, whatever. These are some of the things. They're just minor things. So like, one of them is open a salon. One of them is save this amount of money for this thing, or finish these projects on that. Like, it's just, I put them out, I say them out loud, and then your mind will mysteriously just
Power manifestation.
get you there.
Spells,
Yep.
Yes. Like cough. Ugh. So what other goals do you have outside of your industry?
Good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
That's what's this
That's
5 months is
focus right now, though. Yeah.
the space that I thought I wanted to be in, the space I thought I needed to be in, is just wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have like an idea of how I want to mix everything together and try to figure it out, but I can honestly say I don't know.
That's good.
I think that's what I needed to do, was to step away, sit down for a second, and just be like, where are you going?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. You asked me that before we filmed a promotional video before we filmed this. And you said, so what are you doing now? And I'm honestly like in a weird transitional point because you already helped me at the beginning of the year kind of like do what I've been wanting to do and niche down into just weddings and being hyper diligent, whatever the word is, turning down just every job that I could potentially take. And I did that. But it's still like a weird transition of like, I'm still making money, but then I'm also like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah.
And then now I just got offered a bigger job and at a company that I'm already been working for. So I'm like, well, this is going to like triple my income. So now I don't have to, for the first time ever, like in my whole entire life as an adult, I don't have to rely on Meggie Me for any money at all.
Right.
So now I can fully reinvest any money that comes into Meggie Me back into itself,
right,
and fully go into the self-sustaining mold that I wanted it to be in. So it's like super weird, and it's constantly ever changing. Like, because 2 weeks ago you asked me, what's my plan? Well, I'll just push Meggie Me hard, keep on making money, you know, whatever. But now I'm just like, I can take a step back from Meggie Me if I really wanted to.
That's the best part about our careers, though. You know what I mean? Like, we're not stuck at a desk.
No.
We get to literally choose whether we focus on this right now or we focus on that. You know what I mean? And then we're entrepreneurs at the beginning, so it's like you're gonna do whatever makes you money anyways. So
yeah, no, that's it's terrifying, but also beautiful in the same sense.
Yes,
because we're in full control.
Yes, and I keep telling my partner this. I do not like the instability. That's been my biggest awakening moment, is the instability of income coming in. It's wild.
Yeah, that's what that's like a big thing I've been trying to practice, is like not letting the scarcity push me into like those places of being desperate almost. And then someone else said it beautifully, you just gotta trust that the money will come. And I hate it because it's true, because anytime I'll get real upset with Zane, I'll be like, I'm just so broke right now, I hate being poor, and this is like, I'm the breadwinner of the family, like, oh, I'm so poor, and he's sitting there like, shut up, like, you're gonna make thousands of dollars in a couple days, shut up. And I'm like, I'm so poor.
Yeah, it's hard.
But yeah, I just trust it and pay the bills as fast as I can.
That's what I need to do. I'm just gonna trust it's gonna come in. I'm gonna manifest it right now. You're gonna come in to see me.
Yes, you better.
Yeah.
What powers your passion? I mean, this is so much fun. This is why this is a little bit challenging of an interview, is because I've got to interview 5 million times before, but in a professional sense. So we've already, like, if you want to learn more about Michael, just look at all the different videos I've made. But what powers your passion today? That's a good way to put that. Yeah, because it changes every day. Yes, every day you wake up, it changes. What powers my passion is the power of safety, helping people feel safe and comfortable in where they're at. Is helping people feel like uniquely themselves. So, you know, as a white man, I get so many privileges. And so I do have the added no arm thing, which I feel like sometimes makes me feel unsafe or makes me feel uncomfortable when I'm out in spaces because of the fact that people just stare. It's fine. It is what it is. Like, it's different. They don't get to see it every day, so they just stare. So but being a gay man too, of walking to a restaurant, stuff like that, is really awkward because if I'm overly gay or if I stand out even more, not only because of my arm, but then because I'm gay now. So it's like, it's weird. Even though I still have lots of privileges and I acknowledge that, it's still like, so my business, my passion is that no matter who comes in, however they look, I don't care if you just got done working out, just let's brush your hair and get to started. Like, but that's why I do it, is because I just want a safe space where we can laugh, have fun, and like, you don't have to worry about like whether they won't like gay people or whether they don't like your poly relationship or, you know, like, it's any of those things. It's like, you just have a space where you can bring your partners, or, you know, I've had partners in here, like they're in a poly relationship, the one partner's with this, and so it's like, I want that space. Like, that's the space. I want the happy space where you can feel comfortable just being, you can talk about your wife, you can talk about your boyfriend, you can talk about your boyfriends, you can talk, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't care. Yeah. Just have fun, like, laugh.
make jokes.
It's so weird to me, like, because it's so simple to live in this world of non-judgment, you know?
Yeah.
I practice it very much so. Like, anytime I go over to my friend's house, even, like, and it's trash because they have a 2-year-old. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't judge you. I understand exactly where you're at. But
It's
you have these people that live in a society that won't let people be their authentic selves.
Yeah.
And it's just not fair. So,
Listen, we threw rocks to start a movement. I did not. Our trans women of color threw rocks to help us start a movement in our community. And I feel like at this moment in time, these are our rocks, and this is what's happening. Is we have a lot more people who are silent right now, who are in agreement of like, you get to be yourself, and who are over here rooting for you. We just see all the negative more because that's what gets the likes and the clicks and the movement. So it's like, I have so many allies that sit in my chair who I know, who speak up, who do all these things. And so like, it gives me hope that these are right now is our really rocky moment, and what's going to come on the other side is more beautiful than we can ever imagine.
So what's your goals? Like the new salon?
New salon, that's it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the goal.
That's it. I'm going to hold you accountable.
I need it.
June next year.
Listen, I want a space, you know what I mean? I want that space. That's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah.
There's just so many times I look, like, there's just so many spaces I get on there, and, you know, I want to be prideful. You know, I want people to know my space is queer owned. I want the owner of the building to know that it's queer owned. I want that.
Because you need that support all the way around.
Yeah. And with the space I'm in currently, the owners of the space, they love my relationship. They've been very kind to my relationship, and it's like there are those kind of people out there, and it's like you can still. And so like with the authenticity thing, like with my partner, it's like I need to be proud. I want that space. I want people to know, and I see so many salons in my area that do it already. That they're like, yeah, I'm queer as heck.
Yeah. If you got a problem, go to the Great Clips.
And no shame on Great Clips, do your thing, but like I want a rainbow flag flying during Pride Month.
I was thinking like a mural, a rainbow mural. That's where I'm in my brain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I also like Juneteenth. Take people, give people those holidays off that that should be represented. It's like, I learned that from the last space I was in. You know what I mean? I just learned how, so I'm excited for that. That's the goal. Goal salon. Podcast later. But
we'll figure that out. It took me 2 years to actually execute a podcast, so it seemed like it was real fast for everyone else, but
no, I was like,
it took a long time.
Jesus.
But no, I'm excited
cool.
to see.
And I want you to be part as much as you can because you're amazing.
No, yeah. So. Well, I mean, I'm not going anyway. I see you at least once a month. I feel like there are friends that I'm even best friends with. I see them maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh yeah.
Listen, if I had all the money in the world, I'd be paying all my friends to quit their jobs so we can all hang out.
Well, don't make me quit my job. Just do
That's
my
true.
hair.
That's true. I don't want people to quit this house.
So, do you ever have problems with procrastination?
Yes, hardcore. Not as much anymore because of my to-do list.
Yeah, good.
Because I see it. If you're a procrastinator, you put on your list of what you need to get done and when you need to get it done by. So like on my to-do list, I have a house wants to, and I have like end dates of when I want to do it. And then I have, but then I reward myself.
That's what I was about to say. How do you treat yourself?
Yeah.
How do you
So,
achieve these things?
well, I was like going through stuff with my partner, and they were wanting to make some changes, and I'm like, reward yourself. Figure out something to give yourself after you complete said thing, and then also like micro. Everything needs to be micro. You'll never achieve it if it's like, I want to buy a new house.
That's way too big.
It's too big. Like you need to like.
I want to save enough money.
Like what's the first goal? Like, are you going to save money? Okay, well then how are you going to break everything little thing down that you need to do? So my list, you'd be psychotic if you looked at my phone right now. You'd be like, wants to, needs to, how's to, like, so it's like, just make those lists, get it down. And then that's your first step.
Yes.
And then your next step is to break each thing down to like, well, how can I create this? Okay, I need to save $3 a day until this date, and then I can do that.
And then do it. Yeah, that's the big thing. Because there's a lot of people that can easily make a game plan, but they put so much effort into the game plan that they never put action into that game plan. Or they put so much time and effort into this massive game plan that eventually by the time that they do start, they got to restructure the game plan.
The mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, through and through and through, the mindset is going to help you get over that. You do not call yourself a procrastinator. You're someone who has different priorities right now, who sometimes some things slip through, and that is okay. We give yourself grace. But then you figure out, okay, by Friday, this is the task I need to complete. Or by this, and then you have to like say, I'm going to complete it. You change your verbiage to yourself. If you're super negative to yourself, and you inwardly talk to yourself negatively, you're never going to achieve it. You got to keep telling yourself, even if you don't do it that day, you're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it by the Friday. You will basically just talk yourself into doing it because you're telling yourself. But if you're like, no, I'm such a procrastinator, I'm like, it's like, no, change your mindset. Keep telling yourself you're going to do it. If you don't complete it that day or the next day or the next day after that, just put a date and figure out how to get there. And basically, if you like positively talk to yourself, I feel like you're going to achieve it.
Yes. So what other practices do you have to better mental health?
Well, that's a lot.
What's your favorite ones that you could think?
Honestly, I struggle with the mental health thing, so
think we all do.
I can't sit here and say that I have like this, not like this magical thing. I actively try to get my heart rate up. I actively try to take myself away from my phone. I actively try to do something different, like sit down and read a book. Like Michael 8 months ago would never sat down and read a book. His heart would have been racing, and I've been sitting there trying to figure out how to solve this problem that I didn't figure out. You know what I mean? So it's like putting in place things like sitting down and reading a book for 5-10 minutes, or sitting in your car before you walk in the building for 5 minutes and breathing. It's like buy yourself something at the end of the week if you've completed a task. Because then you feel good, right? Is the endorphins you get from raising your heart rate through and through and through, even if you just go for a walk. Just go for a walk. You just can go for a 10-minute walk. 10 minutes a day, get that heart rate up or something. Do 10 jumping jacks in the morning. I mean, I'm kidding you not. It has completely changed the way you do it.
Yeah.
So that's, just also positively talk to yourself.
Yes. That was a big thing that you helped me practice this last few months. So yeah, it's real important because I feel like no one's meaner to yourself than you.
Yeah.
It's impossible for anyone else in this earth to be as hateful as you could possibly be to yourself.
Yeah.
And then it helped me with what you said, and then also being able to look at other people and see like people that I truly love be mean to themselves. And I'm like, wait, don't be mean to my friend like that. And I'm like, if I can say that to you, I need to say that to myself. So
Right. Yeah.
it's a constant practice.
Yeah, I do it every day. So I with my arm, I bought and I constantly look online, and these guys are ripped 2 arms big. So in my head, that's how I have to look. And I don't look like that. I'll never look like that. At least the 2 arm thing. I mean, unless AI takes over and I get an AI arm or something, but
Like a real cool cyber.
right? But it's I'll never look like that. And so it's hey, you just want to be healthy. Figure out a way that is healthy for you. And it's going to be constant. I'm constantly looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh, I don't like it. So it's but I have to be hey, you're working out 6 days a week. That's impressive. Hey, you did an hour and 30 minutes worth of workout today. You don't need to go tomorrow.
I saw an interesting post, I think just a couple of days ago, where someone went to a Pride event and they were talking about how in the gay community, the only thing you do see on social media are very fit men.
Yeah, very fit white men.
Yeah, and they said, I saw about 4 of them and about 5,000 actual real bodies.
Yeah.
So I'm see, it's just all with the algorithm.
Yeah.
Social media is good and bad. But,
One of my favorite associates, she always told me, she's stop liking or stop hitting the picture or stop, and she's only follow things. And I still try to do it, but I follow a lot of fitness pages, and so it's hard because it's I'm constantly working out.
Yeah.
And so then I'm great, this is fun.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly looking at pictures.
So my last question, I guess.
Yeah, what's your last
see how it
question?
goes.
That's fine.
So everything that we've been through in life is important. I'm going to preface this because one of my past podcast people had a great thing that they said, I wouldn't want to change anything that I've gone through. So I agree with that. Everything we've been through It's important to make us who we are today.
Yes.
But what advice could you give to little Michael
Yes.
before he even got into a salon, before he even got into anything? What advice could you give yourself that would help you become who you are today?
Be kinder. Yeah. Just talk to yourself differently. Love yourself more, because of the fact that like that hatred that you feel towards yourself will be projected on other people. Then the anger comes out, the snippety diss, and then the overly confident. It's okay to be like, yeah, I don't know. And I don't think I was like that. I know for sure I was not like that. And that's what I would be like, just say you don't know.
Yeah.
Say that, you know, you don't need to be fitting this skinny, cute little guy that, you know, everyone wants to be with, kind of thing. It's like, just be where you're at, and then give yourself some grace and speak kinder to yourself.
Beautiful. Yeah. Any other final thoughts you have for the world?
I don't think so.
Well, I think we successfully did
We
a
did
podcast.
it. We did it. We did a podcast together.